just ask me questions?
Just ask questions.
Okay.
Coach, I talked to you a week and a half or so ago, but how do you feel about the defense now? I'm sure you feel a little further along.
Sure. Well, I think there's still a lot of positives again that are going on. I do think guys are working hard. We've really tried to adapt kind of our philosophy the last couple of days, and we've really had a small package and trying to really work on fundamentals and focusing. So kind of a whole concept when it comes to scheme. I think it's worked out for us well. We've had 2 really good days, I felt like, with the exception of a couple of things in the red area. And really the first series of team run. Outside of that, I thought we've had 2 really good days.
Young secondary, but a lot of young talent out there. Is that a group that you see could have a really fast learning curve as the season goes on, as you get into that with some of those young guys?
Well, we're certainly trying to. We've got really a big group of coaches, obviously, can help us. Coach Tucker is the best secondary coach in the country, obviously, and Coach Tillman, myself, and our quality control coach Brian Cook do a fantastic job, being able to help us with the secondary. So we do. We've got an inexperienced group. Slim's really the only guy that's kind of been a consistent starter, and he's really just a one-year player. So after that, we've got to have 3, 4, 5 guys that are ready to play and have to step in, consistently, and we're going to have to try to keep the competition where it is and try to keep pressing on them and see who's going to rise up to the spot.
Mikhail was saying in the first few days he was swimming a little bit with this new defense. How's he doing now?
Mikhail's doing really well. I mean, Mikhail, one, is obviously a veteran guy, smart guy, SMU graduate already, and it's a very different defense than the one he's been in for the last 3 years. So I think he's done a really good job of being able to spend extra time, work at it, ask questions, and he's a very mature kid, and so that shows in how he practices, shows in his demeanor on the field. He's really kind of turned into a quiet leader in that group, and I think he's done a really nice job. Obviously, he's been running with the ones for the last couple of days because of the performance that he's had.
You got 5 or 6 guys back there at safety. Has there been any separation, or has there been a lot of guys just rotating in with the ones? And
well, you've got kind of a balance. You've got a group of guys that is got more reps in this defense, and so they've been able to adapt and be able to make communication that really helps it. And then you got some guys that are really athletic at the same time that maybe not as far along into the playbook as some of the other guys. So trying to see which ones are going to be the best fit, the guys that we can trust to go out there and play, make tackles, erase big plays, create some takeaways, and get stops on third down and red area. Whoever those 2 are, that's who we're looking to have.
Melo's talked about playing 7, 8, and maybe even 9 defensive linemen. Just looking at the numbers, that means a lot of your young guys are going to have to step in there. How some of those true freshmen, especially, how have they adapted in camp so far?
Well, it's a talented room, and I think Coach Brumbaugh has done a really good job with that group. But it's kind of very similar to what we talked about in the secondary. You wind up having Mustafa, who's a 1-year full-time starter, and after that, you have you wind up having a group of guys that really don't have any other consistent starters. T-Lane played a good bit last year, but outside of that, nobody's played. Nobody's played snap, and you're talking about T-Lane being a sophomore. You're talking about Mustafa being his first year at CU last year, so we're going to have to play with those guys. Now, the young guys, obviously, Naeem Rodman has jumped out to me. Good player, comes from a good high school program, and understands the game. You got kind of the opposite in Austin Williams. Austin is huge, big, massive guy, takes up a lot of room, but played offensive line in high school, and is still trying to really learn how to play the position, understand how to use his body, and we think both those guys can be really special as we get going.
Davion Taylor said a lot this August that he's really wanted to up his pass coverage skills, and that he's been practicing with the safeties just as you guys go through the motions. What have you seen from him just in terms of development in that part of his game?
I think really in the last 7 or 8 practices he's really improved. The first 3 or 4 things still kind of move fast for Davion right when we get started. Guy that didn't play high school football, so a lot of times things that are very natural and understood to other guys, it takes him a little bit longer to kind of get going. But I think he's been really consistent the last 7 or 8 practices. I do think he's really improved his coverage, improved his eye discipline, and really just kind of understanding how to move his body and trusting himself. Guy can really run, and but a lot of times he would try to be so frantic getting in and out of breaks instead of being able to trust his speed. I think he's done a lot better job of that, and I know Coach Tucker especially has been, taking a special amount of time and attention to work with him on those things.
Darian Rakestraw is a guy that has played all over during his time here at CU. He told me last week that he's starting to feel natural at safety. Do you think he looks like a natural safety, and what do you like about his skill set?
Yeah, I certainly think that, and I've known, Rake for a long time, obviously, with him being from Georgia. I remember his name going through the recruiting process and those kind of things. And a guy who was very versatile in high school and then has, played his third spot since he's been at CU. Great competitor, a great kid, working really hard at it. And so, again, I think that as he comes into it, he's certainly in the mix for us. And somebody that we believe is really going to help us, and he just needs to continue to show up with his leadership skills he has.
Thank you, Coach.
Very good. Okay, thank you.
Tyson.